Welcome back. In this exercise, I will show you a pretty good process in how we can use SketchUp to conceptualize a cabinet idea, explore proportions and design, and then apply this to a space program. As you can see, this is a kitchen cabinet, 12 inches wide one. And I start with a very simple side view, create a volume study, including the drawer and the door. In the next step, I could go ahead and build all the individual wood pieces. If we then would like to take this a step further, for example, if we would go and give this to a cabinet maker, we can also model particular wood joinery types or finishes, treatments. You see now the door is much more detailed than, for example, this version. And since the ultimate goal of this is to apply this then also to a space programming, take a look at this. Now this is a kitchen, just a space. And now you're tasked to redesign this. Ideally, you want to block out everything with very simplistic cubes first, because we can then see already the kitchen triangle, interaction, where is what, where's water, where's the fridge, where's the oven, where's pantry, where pans, kitchen island, where would the exhaust go to? Yeah, and then what do we do with this corner here? No? And also here, this corner is kind of dead. Where's the dishwasher going to, etc. So as you can clearly see, it makes really sense to plan a furniture piece when we think about as a family, first in very simplistic elements because we can block everything out. And then we would go ahead and take this volume and design the individual pieces. Okay, so with all that said, let's build this one. So I will start by creating a new drawing. Then let's go to model info and switch this to decimal and inches. Cool, you can go. And I will also switch this to parallel projection. Then we will start with the line tool. And the first line, which we are going to draw up, that line is around 34.5 inches. We can zoom in a little bit more. Then the next line over, that is 24 inches. And you see how I'm just drawing in 3D, but making use of the colors to draw along the X, Y, and Z axis. The next line down, that will be 30 inches. Very good. Now it's time to build in the toe kick, 3.25. And I can simply draw down and connect this. There we are. Cool. Okay, so let's make a copy of this 40 inches to the right side. Essentially now I created this basic volume. So the whole thing should be around 1 foot. So I can push and pull 6 inches one direction and 6 inches the other direction. I have here an extra line, which I'm going to remove. There we are. Very good. Okay. This I will triple click, make a group. Very nice. So that basically defines the volume this unit will, kind of like occupy and use. Now, I have actually a drawer face, and I will go ahead and then draw myself somewhere a line. So 6 inches by 10 inches. Okay, there we have it. And this we can extrude out 0.75. So 3/4 of an inch. And then make a group. Now I would like to have this also perfectly centered. So I go to the move command, middle point to middle point. Let's see. Or maybe I move it away. There's the middle point. There's the middle point. Very nice. And then from top along the z-axis, 1 inch down. So this is actually now perfectly positioned. Cool. I can make a copy of this object. So here, make a copy with the move command, pressing the Alt key, and then this whole thing we bring down 2 inches along the z-axis. We know this is 1 inch of a distance. So what's the easiest way? Triple click, edit the group, push and pull this down. So now it lined up to this edge and 1 inch back up there. No extra measurements or anything. This actually should really work. Very good. Yeah. So there is now our demo piece. Not too bad. Cool. So select everything one more time and make another copy. Along the x-axis, 40 inches. And what I will do now is I will go to this group, double click, select each face and delete just the faces. You see how I'm now when I leave the group, I have, yeah, kind of like a wireframe. That's actually quite useful for various reasons. This and this door, they're actually pretty good. So I will select both for the moment and hide them so they're gone. This wireframe is still where the piece has to be. So I draw diagonal point to point, there myself a face, and then this I will extrude inwards by exactly 0.75 inches. Whoops. Ignore what I just did there with the mouse click. That was a mistake. Triple click, make group. So this front face is actually good. Keep in mind, now you see how this is, slightly in there. Okay, now we need to keep that in mind. So let's start with the side. Here now, it's not there, but from here I can start drawing myself a nice side representation there. Very good. And this piece has a material thickness of 0.5 of an inch. Triple click, right click, make a group, and then make a copy with the move copy command combo. Beautiful. You see now it's actually not too complicated. Since we now have the left and right walls, we can go ahead from here to down there, draw a rectangle, 0.25 or 0.75. Now it's a little bit too thick, 0.25. It's in the back. This would be good. Okay. Triple click, make group. There we are. Very nice. When I go to unhide all, you see now there are actually my doors here right now. I'm going to hide those one more time. Because now what we would like to do is also create the opening that perfectly sits in there. So to create this opening, we have, however, do another thing first. So I will select this front piece, double click, Then I select this side and move this a tick over, 0.25, not too much. Press escape and then I do the same, 0.25. The reason why is from the top, there you can see how this we can extend and go in there. Since we're talking about this, let's do it here. This front piece, right click, I hide. Then I select this front face, 0.25 forward. And then this front face there, I select 0.25 with the push and pull. And show everything again. I'm trying to select this frame object and just hide it. Because I know there you can see how beautiful that intersects. Now this drawer, the drawer face and the door face, the opening and the wood behind obviously is a little bit smaller, no? Because we want there to be a little bit of an overlap. So when I edit this group, no, I can do the following. So here I can use this geometry as a snap guide to draw myself a rectangle in there. And then outside the group, I hide these two groups, go back to this group, can take a measurement, no, 10 inches, very good. So that I would like to be a little bit smaller by 1/2 of an inch. Easy peasy with the offset tool, 0.5. There we are. Same here, 0.5. Then push and pull the inside through. Look at that. There's our opening. And then here, these helper lines, I remove. I show everything again. And there you can see how this works. Pretty nice. So let's take a look at the bottom. Here we need a fill. We can do this 0.5, 1/2 of an inch, a little bit thicker. That's our foot area. If we tap against it, we don't want this to break. The back is against the wall. That can be thinner. So that's all good. This here I will hide right now. So I can, for example, start drawing a rectangle, maybe from there to there. Then I push this up 0.5 and then this I push back there. And then now this has to go to here to be flush. Make a group. I show everything again. And there you can see now this sit next to each other. Very good. Okay. The door maybe is kind of okay. Let's take a look at the drawer here. We would like to put a drawer piece in. So I will invert my selection and hide everything. So I just have this one. Because now what I can do is, this is the inside, and there I would like to draw my drawer onto. So first, let's actually create a nice rectangle. There we are. So this rectangle, that should be 19 point, wait, hold on. Let's verify which comes first. Yeah, so actually the 19 comes second. So we will do first 3.5, comma 19.5. I'm sorry, that was a mistake. 3.5, comma 8. Wah, wah. So there we are. This whole thing we can extrude out quite easily to a distance of 19. So there are made a mistake with my dimensions. There we are. Cool. So this whole thing, now here again, where's the midpoint? There it is. There's the midpoint. Very good. Now actually I would like to know what is the distance from the top edge to the other top edge. So this whole thing has to go down 1.25 of an inch. Okay, very nice. So in this box, now we can model in the drawer. The whole thing can have a material thickness of 0.5. So with the offset command, 0.5, and keep in mind that this was 3.5. So this centerpiece we bring down 3.25. You might ask yourself why. Here, check this out. At the bottom, we do the same. 0.5. One more time. Sometimes it ignores. I said 3.5. 0.5, obviously. Sorry. And this we bring up 0.25. Then actually it overlaps. So, okay. So we want to have 3.5. That's the 3.5 is the complete height. We would like to have 3.25 material thickness. There now, so the depth. And then from there to 0.25 goes down to the bottom. Okay, so this has to go up 0.25. So this then has to be 3. Now we can bring this up 0.25. And I think, can we cut this in there? And there you can see now how this works. Okay, very good. So this whole box, triple click, right click, make group. There we are. I show everything again. Yeah, not too bad, no? We can select everything and let's make a copy. Again, 40 inches over. There we are. So I would like to show you some interesting tricks. We will just cover a little bit of detailed woodworking, not too much. So what first we want to remove is this frame, this wire thing we did. And there you can see here how this intersects. It's actually an interesting comment when we use the trim. So if we trim from group 1 to group 2, look at that. See that? It cuts out. Good. So let's do this one more time. So trim group 1 to group 2. Beautiful. See? Very nice. So this is how easy it is then when we build these pieces to create something like this. Let's say here in the back, we would like to cut a small groove in for this to sit in. So this piece we would like to make a little bit wider. The easiest one is invert selection, hide everything else. Select this one, extend 0.25, extend 0.25 the other side. Leave the group, show everything, and then we do the same. So with the trim, you might notice the original piece remains visible. Like with subtract, you see it's gone. That's kind of like the nice difference here. So trim, one more time, to there. Yeah, so now we have a small groove. We can put this piece in. Awesome. This one, for example, would simply fall down. So ideally, here we extend the left and the right side. Let's do this one time. So we will invert selection and hide it. And then here we expand 0.25 and 0.25. The front too, 0.25, there we are. The back, I don't show everything. And there we can see how this intersects. Very good. Now, yeah, and let's go ahead. We just do the trim. So you trim to this and then trim to the next and trim to the front. So when I hide this, yeah, now we can see how this works. In our case, we have an unfortunate element here. Technically speaking, this groove should be a little bit higher, but this is okay. Essentially, what I'm showing you here is how this type of woodworking and joinery could be created. Beautiful. Yeah, that's actually not too bad. So the last step maybe to do is detailing the front. I'm skipping doing the correct joinery for the drawer and all the stuff because everything what I show you here, you can then apply to other parts. I do not want to make these videos too long. So we could say, again, going to the edit mode, okay, 0.25 and 0.25, I draw myself two guidelines. Then I can use this arc command from there. Yeah, from there to there, draw the arc, there we are, and then we use the follow me directly along the object's edge. Sometimes this works, and yep, sometimes it does not. So let's undo this. What else can we do? Well, we know it's not really complicated because all we need to do is 0.25 of a guideline, this arc command, click, draw the arc, very nice. And then with the line tool, endpoint, center, endpoint. Then with the line tool, I will draw myself this path. Okay, and here I will hide this group right now. This face I will delete. And in theory, this should now work. And there, we get the same chunk. So what do we do here? Sure. Hold on. We will do actually one separate step. Here, this whole thing I will select and just move to the midpoint. And then I draw myself here a rectangle. The rectangle face I remove. I have then the edges, and then from this midpoint we do this. Let's see. Yeah, see? There it works. So we have some interesting garbage elements here. So I am just cleaning this up. So this should be good. Very nice. Then this piece we can turn into a group. We show everything, and now we will use the subtract command and say this group from this group we subtract. Wow, look at this. Beautiful. So having learned our lesson from this, how do we do this here now? Well, we can start again from the corner, not a big deal. And then we plot down our arc. Easy peasy. There and there. Then we simply move this to there. And then I will draw myself the rectangle there. And I would like to have something that is 2 inches inside. So nothing selected, I pressed escape. I do an offset of this interface, and let me now show you. There you see what I did. So here we have path number 1, path number 2. Now this piece, double click, make a copy, move this to here, right click, flip along blue direction. Yep, and then this, where's the midpoint? There it is. Very good. Follow me. Number 1 and number 2. And group and group. Whoa, what happened there? Oh, yeah. So undo. Let me do this one more time here. Trust is good. Controlling SketchUp is better. Yeah, there are some lines on it. Don't worry too much. That is just a display. All these lines you see here in my case, if I triple click and then click more time there, you see these lines too. Soft smooth edges. There. Right click. There it's gone. Cool. Okay. Also here, I will go ahead and delete these lines just to make sure that Solid Tool in SketchUp is not getting irritated. That's particularly something where it's picky. Show everything. Now here, this whole thing, there I need to make an offset on this body 2 inches, and then I push and pull this in by 0.5. Remove, not remove, exit, and then subtract you from this one. Look at this. This has somewhere a little bit of an issue. I'm glad actually this happened because I can show you. See, it's this one trim piece I made, that's just junk. So what do we do? Oh wait, hide this. Oh, this is not a group. There. No, this basically should work. Yeah. So, but because this works, I want to show you one more thing. I'm just simply drawing here a line. So this line has no volume, no? But this line already is enough for SketchUp to refuse using it. So when you try to do a solid command and something doesn't work, either you have somewhere a hole or you have these what's called naked edges. Just remove them. Then it should be all easy peasy. Very nice. Cool. Okay, so this whole thing, now we can select and let's make a component. And let's say we call this module 12 inches, so 1 foot, it's up to you to decide. Then when we now make a copy and move this to there, pretty cool. Now you see that. And again, over one point, if the client would like something to change, maybe here we want to have also something simply pressed in there. Now you can see how nicely this then carries over also to the other parts. Or we can undo it and it fixes it all. Now this type of cabinet design is very modular. The downside is here we have these gaps. Fun fact, if you go to something like IKEA, you will see also in Europe, we don't have these gaps. We basically have corpus next to corpus, and then the inside is simply hollowed out. So what we now here have to do is we can put a small trim in front. This can be very tiny. There we are. And make a group. Downside is from the side. Now you will see that there is simply something. And then to make this look a little bit nicer and refined. And when this is installed on hardwood floor, it's not perfectly flat. So 0.5, 0.5 for a rectangle, and then here click, click, do an arc. This arc, now we're going to rotate along the z-axis there. I hope in this video you really see how I'm very carefully working with the colors, green, red, and blue. And now this I can push here along to the end there. Triple click and make a group. There we are. Cool. Okay. There, now we have kind of like a model piece done. Maybe the last thing to consider is countertop. So let's say we go from there to there. There's our countertop, 2 inches up. So this is totally flush, which means if there's fluid flowing down, it can go right into the cabinet. So maybe 0.5 of an inch or an inch we can do as an overhang. And then now you spill a glass of milk, the water will flow, go down, and then just drip down. That's the whole kind of like physical idea behind it. But essentially what we covered here is now literally all the magic that goes into cabinet design. This is an example from a kitchen, and this is also a module I bought at Home Depot. But the ideas of back, side, front, drawers, doors, and all this, it literally is the same if something is on the ground, wall mounted, if it's actually for a walk-in closet, an office or so. It's always the same. Very good.